We're communicating all the time, but most of it, it's not with words. It's what we call somatic communication. It's all happening through our bodies. And one of the most powerful and honestly most misunderstood ways we do this is the hug. Seems so simple, right? But a hug can send a message you absolutely did not intend to send.
So let me ask you, have you ever been there? You go in for a hug, you're hoping it communicates something more. But what you get back is a quick, friendly pat on the back. Boom. You've just been hugged straight into the friend zone. It's a super common, super frustrating situation, and it all comes down to this unspoken script we're all following. You see, most of our physical interactions, especially something like a hug, they're running on this unconscious social script. Our nervous systems have been trained since we were kids to read certain cues, like a really fast hug, as safe, non-threatening, purely platonic. And this whole thing runs on complete autopilot. And the difference between the two is just night and day. The platonic hug, it's quick, it's rushed, maybe you get a couple of pats on the shoulder. Our brains immediately file that away as friendly, safe, and it totally kills any romantic tension. But an attraction hug, that's the total opposite. It's slow, it's still, it's intentional. So if you're stuck in that platonic script, your body is telling a story of friendship no matter what you might be feeling inside. But here's the good news. You can actually make a conscious choice to tell a different story. You can literally rewrite that script. And that is exactly where the 5-second shift comes in. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful technique to strategically break out of that friendly autopilot script. The whole goal is to leave what's called a somatic imprint, basically a physical memory of attraction. And it's all built on 3 core pillars. Okay, so let's get into it. The first, and I'd argue the most critical pillar for breaking that friendship script, is all about pace. It's about tempo. The instruction here is simple, but wow, is it profound. You initiate the embrace just 25% slower than you normally would. Now, this isn't about being awkwardly slow like a robot. It's just about being deliberate. That tiny, fractional change in your speed is enough to change the entire dynamic of the moment. So, why does this work so incredibly well? Well, because slowing things down completely shatters that autopilot's social script. Think about it. The other person's brain is expecting a quick, normal, friendly hug. When you slow it down, you force their brain to slam on the brakes and pay conscious attention. It's a massive signal that this moment is different, that it's intentional, and it's just a perfect way to build tension and anticipation without saying a single word. Okay, so you've slowed down the approach, you're in the embrace. Now we move on to the second pillar. And this one is all about what you don't do. It's about the power of stillness. What are the most common friend signals? Those nervous little pats on the back, right? Or filling the silence with nervous chatter? To change the script, you have to get rid of them. So for just a few seconds, no words, no pats, you just are, completely present and still in the embrace. And the effect is pretty much immediate. When you remove the words and the pats, you pull the other person's brain out of its usual analytical mode. It has no choice but to shift into a purely sensory mode, to just feel the moment. This creates this incredible, shared, intimate space, and it communicates a deep sense of comfort and confidence from you. And finally, we have our third pillar. This is all about the specific point of physical contact. This is what grounds the entire experience. It's what we call the anchor point. So instead of that default hand placement, on the shoulder blades, the classic friend zone spot, this technique is very specific. You place one hand firmly but gently on the curve of their lower back. It's a very specific move, and because of that, it feels very, very intentional. And this anchor point, it matters immensely. For one, you're completely avoiding that friendly shoulder zone. This specific placement non-verbally communicates this grounded, leading, even protective energy. And because it's so unexpected compared to a normal hug, it becomes an incredibly memorable point of contact. So we've covered the 3 pillars, the how, but let's talk for a second about the why. What's the ultimate goal of this whole 5-second shift? Well, it's about creating a lasting imprint. The source material calls this a neurological echo, and I think that's the perfect way to describe it. See, this technique isn't just about making one hug feel a little different. It's about creating an experience that's so distinct that it leaves a memorable impression on the other person's nervous system. The whole purpose here is to make that moment stand out. It's designed to make you memorable in a way that causes them to subconsciously reevaluate how they see you. It's that neurological echo that keeps playing in their mind long after the hug is over. And that is what can potentially shift their perception of you from friend to something more.
So ultimately, whether you use the specific technique or not, the big takeaway is this. Your body is always, always telling a story. Every gesture, every moment of contact is a form of communication. So the only real question is, are you being intentional about the story you want to tell?